Hi everyone.
Hello guys.
My name is Nino.
And my name is Lulu.
And this is Thriving at Love and Relationships.
Should we have said the intro?
I don't think so.
Exactly, because we were doing disclaimer.
Anyways, we'll still do the disclaimer like that. So, the video you're about to watch, remember we had said in our previous videos that they've been struggling with some of the
We don't
quality.
struggle in the name of Jesus.
We've been struggling with some of the quality and we're still trying to get it right. But however, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just that it might be slightly different from the previous ones. But the content is still rich.
Premium.
And covered with the Holy Ghost. So just to let you guys know before you watch
this video.
That right.
So what Nino said.
Yeah. So that's basically why we are here. So please enjoy this video.
As usual.
We trust it bless you, or we hope it blesses you. So please like, share, subscribe. All right. Sorry. Disclaimer over. Bye. 1, 2, 3, go. Hello everyone. Guys, stop now.
We started. We're live. Come on.
1, 2, 3.
Don't do 1, 2, 3, because once you do 1, 2, 3, so now cut it from the 1, 2, 3. Just pause and start.
Hello everyone.
Hi guys.
My name is Nino.
And my name is Lulu.
And this is Thriving at Love
and Relationships.
Okay, so welcome once again to our channel. And we just want to also apologize for the delays that we, what's the grammar?
So a couple of weeks ago, we had, I want to say we had failed, but we never failed in Jesus' name.
We did not fail.
We just didn't put out a video like we would always do on Saturday. So thank you guys for sticking with us.
Thank you for
understanding.
Patient.
Exactly.
Thank you for understanding actually, because I mean, there's no success without challenges. So
come on now.
It's just one of the challenges.
The obstacle is the way.
The obstacle. Hey! Exactly. So we're committed to helping everyone out there thrive. We're committed to, but I mean, in the process of doing that, we also might face some challenges.
The enemy wanted us not to succeed.
I don't think it was the enemy.
It was the devil, and we rebuke him.
I don't think it was.
Shandaraba.
Anyway, so yes, so today we're going to be talking about something very, very. Who are we addressing today?
Our single people.
Yes, the single ladies and gents in the house.
Yeah.
Not that it's not useful for married people, but however, this is just targeted at people that are waiting for marriage. They are standing in line for marriage. They're almost at the altar.
So is there a queue for marriage?
There's queue now.
When you get to your turn, you walk down the aisle.
So people that are dating, that are quarter to marriage, you have a fiance or fiance.
All these descriptions.
Whatever it is. And people in marriage can also learn from it. So what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about some mistakes we made when we were single and when we were dating, really. Some of the mistakes we made when we were dating.
You're not saying the thing well. We're going to be talking about things we failed to do.
Is it by the elevation of pitch of your voice?
There's an eloquence in the mistakes we made. Things we failed to do.
And we never fail in Jesus' name.
Things we did not do while we were dating, and they had impacts on our marriage.
This topic is
so
not
far.
long.
Like I always would say, our marriage is messy goals. It's the mercy of God.
You don't always say. You just started saying it recently. Dear.
I always say it.
You just started saying it recently, dear. You just recently.
Oh yeah, you continue. I'm not talking again.
Sorry, my leader. Don't be angry.
No, I'm not your leader for this.
No, my leader. Don't be angry.
Anyhow, yes, the things we did not do while we were dating and how they affected us in our marriage. Like I was saying before I was really interrupted, our marriage is the mercy of God. In fact, a lot of things that we've gone through and we've come out of is just by the mercy of God.
True.
We made a lot of mistakes that we shouldn't have, and if we knew better, obviously we would have done better. But now that we know better, we're helping you
do better.
Hey. Come on. Exactly. So, what was the first mistake that we made, my dear queen?
No, you're meant to start the gist now.
No,
You're meant to start the gist. Me, I will now come into the
sound
gist.
sweeter from your side.
No.
What was the first mistake we made during marriage? Go ahead, wasting time.
I wasted time. Okay. So this wasn't a mistake per se.
Yes, it was.
I would throw you away from this list. But it was just, it was the experience that I had while we were dating. So.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when I was a single person, I never actually envisioned getting married. And that's the truth. I never looked forward to marriage. It's somewhere in my head. I knew I was going to get married, but it was not something I was particular about. I just knew that one day I'll be married, you know. And when I started dating this young man, you know, I knew that I was going to get married to him, but I just never really thought about the when. So when God has said to us that it's time to get married, I just ran with that word. I was not prepared. I did not do any research. I didn't do anything about marriage. I just know that God has said it's time to move. And this is a warning for some people that were like me or that are like me. It is, has God not said it, will He not do it? But it is in your best interest to seek out the wisdom on what to do and how to do it. Yes, God has said, for example, we are going to build a church. It is left for you to go and seek out the wisdom on how to build that church. Talking to people who have built churches before, talking to people who are construction people, the kind of sand to use, is it what do you call that thing?
White sand.
All those things. God will not necessarily come and reveal every step of the details to you. You need to go and look for the wisdom. And I didn't do that. I didn't search out for the wisdom in how to actually be married. What does it mean of marriage? And you know, it affected a lot of things for us in our first year of marriage, you know, because when I got married, I realized, it came to my knowledge that I was going to be cooking for the rest of my life. It didn't dawn on me till I was married. It didn't dawn on me that I was going to be...
You make it sound like as if cooking for the rest of your life is like slavery.
It's not slavery.
You make it look like as if I mandated you to cook for the rest of your life.
But you know that when we were dating, I told you that I didn't like cooking. Cooking was not my thing, right? But because I love you and I know that it's something that you like me to do, I now enjoy doing it. So it's not that it's slavery. No. I didn't realize that I was going to be in charge of making sure that my home is good and conducive. You know, all the taking
the responsibilities.
Cleaning. Exactly. I didn't and it's so foolish because these are things that you should actually know. You are going to get married. What does it entail to be married?
To be a wife?
Yeah. So all of that I didn't know because I never really had a goal or an intention regarding marriage.
So why do you think you didn't have a goal or intention for marriage? We need to run a therapy session right now.
Okay, I'm not answering that.
No, you don't need to answer that. Okay, so that's one of the mistakes from her own side that she made. And then from my own end...
no, I meant to ask you.
Sorry, ask me.
So, Nino, from your own end, what were some of the mistakes you made? Actually, one of the mistakes you made.
Okay, one of the mistakes I made is that I think I was, as much as I looked forward to getting married and all that, I was so focused on making sure that I married well, focusing on the marriage itself.
You know that was a married
than focusing on the marriage first, than focusing on the individual. So actually getting to know the person. I was just focusing on seeing her as my wife than seeing her as an individual that came from a different background that I actually would get to know. You know, so eventually getting into marriage, and I realized that there are a lot of things that I don't know or I do not know, and I just focus on, she's my wife, but do I actually know my wife? You know, so I think that was actually very key, because a lot of us are married to people we don't know. The title is there. So yes, she's your wife now, she owns you, you own her, she's the homemaker, you're providing, she's supporting you, all those, but they are just titles and there's no intimacy. So I realized that I was so focused on the end goal, because as a guy, I was very task oriented. Like,
as a guy?
Well, I mean, my personality, but also like, you hardly hear that guys are looking forward to the wedding. Do you understand? Like, a wedding is not usually like a guy's thing. They're always thinking about, man, I'm just saying that I need to pay bills. So even as marriage, I was saying it as...
Guys are not looking forward to marriage.
As in how?
In the sense that, because they always say, women love to marry, men marry to love, or something. I can't remember how it's said that, but women are usually the ones that look forward to marriage than men. Men do it as, okay, this is the next step I need to do.
Yes, exactly. So it was like, like I said, like it was like a task for me. So it was like, okay, I've gotten to this step. I'm not a married man. I've married a good woman. Bang, bang, bang. I've gotten here. So what was the next thing? Not knowing that marriage is not a task, it's a lifelong assignment, So getting there was kind of a shock for me. And so it affected a lot of things during marriage. I mean, there's sometimes where I think it was that I was like, yeah, come, but we're married though. Living with somebody else. I was not used to living with someone else. I was used to living on my own. So sometimes I just come into the house and I just want to, and I see someone just show up. I'm like, hey, honey, welcome. I'm like, oh, you're here. How did you get here?
You used to think about me that way.
No. At the beginning of the marriage, actually, at the beginning of the marriage, I can just be maybe sitting out in the sitting room and watching Netflix, maybe in the first few weeks, watching Netflix, and then you just come from the room and say, oh, hey, babe, and I'm like, my mind is like, who let you in? Where did you come from? So I actually had to adapt to be in the same place.
I was an unwanted
No, so like when we're dating, so for example, you will visit. No, chill now. When you're dating, you visit for the weekend and then you will go. Do you get? So when we got married, it was like I had to now realize that marriage is not just having her as your wife. She's with you for the rest of your life. So
weekend became a lifetime.
Yeah, weekend became a lifetime. So I had to adapt to that as well. And I think in the course of our marriage, we had one or two challenges that I realized that it was as a result of some of these mistakes. I think it brings us to the last...
But even before that, funny enough, I would actually think that you were the one who was more prepared for marriage than I was.
So because of what I saw growing up, I've seen a lot of marriages that they were married, but I could not sense that they were happily married. And I wanted different. I didn't just want to be married. I mean, a lot of us in this generation, our parents are still together. But can we really say that they are married? Maybe living apart, they still have there's no divorce, they still have the rings, they still have the title, but they are not living together. Some are living together but are just
walls apart.
Some are living in separate rooms, some are just roommates, and I didn't want that. So I was so focused on making sure I pick the right person, the person that shares this, the person that is that. But I was not really focused on getting to know that person because it's the person that makes the values that they have. So yes, I was prepared. I went to watch a lot of marriage things.
You did that?
Yes, I read a lot of married books. To watch Pastor Kingsley and Pastor Mildred. I was like, my own marriage will be marriage goals.
No, hold on. Actually, somehow.
I don't understand.
You're those type of people that will go for exam and they will study. You now tell their friends, give them expo. So you were doing all that. You never tell me when we were dating, have you watched video? Have you read book?
So first of all, basically what you just told people is that you should help your friends cheat.
No!
As a matter of integrity. And
how did you deduce that from what I said?
I read my books. I read to pass because my father and mother paid my school fees.
No, I'm not saying give them answer.
What are you saying?
No, what I'm saying is that when you are studying and you see your friend faffing around, you tell your friend, come, let's study together.
I'm sorry.
I was just floating.
My friend and I cannot confess. First position is only for one person.
But in this marriage
in this situation is different. But it's the analogy you use now.
Guys, share your knowledge with your intending spouse. Don't be like some people.
Is that not what we are doing? Wait, first of all, you are saying it like I said it takes one to marry. Me that I was studying for the marriage, for the exam. Why are you not studying?
Because I didn't know I was meant to study.
You know I was meant to study. Okay, good to know.
Which is actually, it's funny now, but it's very stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I was meant to study.
Yeah.
It's just like every other thing. You want to get a PhD. Mm-hmm. We study to get the PhD now. Yeah. They're not just going to disturb or you doctor.
Look for people that have successful marriages and ask questions. Study them. What does it actually take? Because everybody has different steps. You can meet somebody and say 5 steps. Some people tell you, see.
Some people say only 1 step.
Exactly. My wife is the boss. That's the 1 step. Listen, whatever she says, say yes and to be a happy wife. Get facts. But all we hear is divorce on Instagram, and that is what is fueling us into, marriage. But then again, that was one of the mistakes that we make individually. But together, there's a very key mistake that we made, and it had to do with communication. Oh Lord, we didn't ask questions. I mean, we were cute, you know, when we go out, she'll be on my hand, we'll go and eat ice cream.
I beg, I meant to eat ice cream.
Plenty times. Our first date was actually ice cream. I know you won't remember.
I remember.
So, anyways, you can remember now. Your cat shirt. So yeah, we didn't ask questions. We're literally that.
We didn't ask this specific question.
We're literally that. How are you?
Exactly. Have you eaten?
Have you eaten?
Have you eaten couple?
How is work? What are you going to eat when you get home?
But that is not to say that our gist was boring. No.
Yeah,
we had gist.
But it was a random gist.
Exactly. Gist
you can be gossiping about somebody.
Yeah.
You can see something on Instagram. We're just
oh
gisting.
My guy, we just wasted though.
We were not asking questions. What is your goal for marriage? What do you think about marriage? What do you think being a wife means? What do you think being a husband?
Why do you want to get married?
Why do you want to get married? How many children do you want to have? Why?
He said why?
You understand? Like, we didn't ask questions, and I think eventually when we got married, okay, so for you now, one of the consequences of not asking the right questions, what did you learn about me that it was like a shock to you inside marriage that you didn't know?
I think I would say that I didn't know that you were a traditional guy.
Okay. How?
In the sense that
my tradition, I'm modern.
Okay, dear, if you say so.
Yeah.
I mean, I always saw Nosa as a yuppie guy, Englishman. You ask me a question. Let me answer my question. That's not how to be English. No.
Cheerio.
So I didn't know that he was actually a traditional guy. Like in everything he does, this is the way things have been done. This is how, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, scripture says you should not forget the traditions of old.
That's what I'm talking about. I thought it was a yuppie man. Meanwhile, he's actually a senior bros. He thinks like all those senior
Make
bros.
me sound old. And
but you're old at heart. That's the truth.
That's not a compliment. Mention one of the things that, okay, like you must be on time to somewhere. Or what are the yuppie?
Something like, this is his favorite word. It's my duty. I'm a man. It's my duty. I'm your husband. It's my duty. I'm like, I calm down with the duty, man. I'm like a Gen Z fluid baby. We don't do duty.
Yeah, where are you fluid into it?
But yeah, he's very, and the only type of people you hear things like that from are like our fathers, our grandfathers. Now nobody's thinking duty, bow. Better go do your thing by yourself.
It's not your fault.
So yeah.
Anyways, yes, I am.
Senior bro.
I am a man. I am a man of.
Say, I am a man. That's what I'm talking about.
Guys, stop now. I am a man. I am a man of duty.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's how. So for me, actually, when we were dating, Oluchi was always she was a hard guy.
What does that mean?
It means that she had like she was not emotionally expressive. So I already just knew her as somebody that was not sensitive, you know. I just said, this is who she is. She doesn't like to, she was not really like necessarily, how will I put it?
You've already said
Oluchi will not cry if she's hot.
Why are you crying?
Crying
for weaklings.
She will not show her exact. Can you see? Please, you will not tell our children that one.
Why are you crying? Chin up!
So you see. So until I think we were doing marriage counseling, and she realized that, so I expressed my concerns about going to the village with my family and everything, and
that he didn't want to speak to any of my family members.
I didn't want to go to the village, and she got so emotional. I think you even cried except for that.
I didn't cry. I was just upset.
You were not upset.
I didn't cry.
When you expressed the way you were upset, I was like,
cry. So no, let me give the gist, because it's me that knows the gist.
Okay, so me, I was not there.
You were there, but
is it my question?
You were there, but you're not answering it.
Did you allow me to give the gist? How can I not be answering something that happened to me?
The reason why you felt like I now became emotional was because at first I was always saying things like, I beg, I don't care about you.
Exactly, I don't care about the village. We are together. So she slid me. So me, I thought when it's time to get married, it's me and her. We're not going to the village. We're going to call her dad and say,
my friend, you go to that village.
No village, that's what I want. If you guys don't like it, we're going to elope. This soft marshmallow. When it was time, I cried.
I didn't cry.
I want to come and see my family. That if you want to marry me, my family is important to me. And I was like, I'm not saying your family is important to me, but I thought we agreed.
We never agreed. I only said that just to make him, to pacify him.
So you slide me.
I didn't lie you. I just gave you what you wanted to.
After that, getting into marriage, I always used to think that my wife was a hard guy. So me, I used to be very romantic and soft and all those kind of things. And I was like, the thing is not really entering her. She's a hard guy. So let me fight hard with hard. So maybe when we are talking, I will not stroke her. The thing will not pain her. She's like, why would you say that kind of thing? I'm like, but I thought you were a hard guy. I thought you were one of the guys. She's actually softer than me. Me, I'm just very expressive. But her own is soft. It's on the inside. And if I had asked questions, I would have realized that she's actually a very soft person. So anybody that sees her, don't look at that demeanor. That she's always for me hard. She's actually a very adorably soft person.
I'm not a rabbit.
And it was
I'm not adorable.
Actually call her my bunny rabbit. That's how soft and adorable she is.
No, expose me to the whole world.
That's what you are.
Expose me to the whole world.
This is a camouflage for the soft part. For the soft part, you see. Rubbish. She's always, her defense mechanism is aggression.
I'm not aggressive.
You just said you wanted to choke me on live.
But you're easy that usually says it to me. I just learnt it from you.
Yeah, I'm aggressive normally, but you.
I'm a lady.
So yeah, I mean, it was a shock for me because I had to try and adapt myself back into being very soft and all that towards her because she's actually quite a tender little cutie. So yeah, I mean that's some of that. These are some of the examples that we actually realized that we didn't know that much about ourselves.
And I think that is even why we had a lot of quarrels in our first year in marriage.
A lot of expectations that we never set.
We never, well, we did set some expectations, but some, on the other hand, we didn't communicate or even speak about them.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was actually why we had that much friction. Aside the fact that, you're coming to live with somebody that you haven't lived with for the first time, but we experienced a lot of friction because we didn't actually get to know each other as we should have. And now the truth is that for some other people, they might actually not experience this friction in their first year. Sometimes some people just cruise, they're all doing all well and everything.
Maybe 10 years down the line, you now say, I quit my job for you. And the guy is like, but you said you wanted to quit. He said, no, I didn't mean it, blah, blah. And then you say a lot of resentment because of no question. So what are we trying to say? Ask questions.
Ask the right questions.
Ask questions. If you see, as little as
what side of the bed do you want to sleep on?
Exactly. Why do you brush your teeth before you shower? Why do you brush after you shower?
Funny enough,
we had a quarrel, and she was looking at me one day. I'm like, why are you always brushing your teeth after you shower?
Exactly, you get dressed and brush your teeth.
And I felt like it was so condescending. I'm like, what do you mean why do I? That's how I've always done it. Do you get so little things like that?
Guy.
I know. I agree. You get so a lot of questions we didn't ask. And this brings us to our next video. That's what we're going to be sharing about.
Are you telling them? No. Okay, sorry. Watch out for the next video because it will be a continuation of this video.
That's what I was going to say, but okay.
I thought you wanted to say the topic.
The topic ties into what? Anyways, so you know what? If you're in a relationship and you've had some conflicts due to the fact that you are learning new things about your partner, maybe you're even married, let us know how this has brought some light into some of those things. Share in the comment section some questions, some things you didn't know about your partner that you now know, maybe due to some sort of conflicts. You don't know your partner was a hard guy. Like a friend was telling me how she didn't know her partner was a hard guy. The guy always used to form agidi, but when she got married, she now saw that the guy actually loved spending time with her, but she never got that while they were dating. And it was a shock for her because she was already used to this macho. Exactly. You know, and then she's watching, I'm sure she knows herself. But anyways, so please share this with somebody. Like it, comment, subscribe. And also please follow us on our Instagram page at the Nino and Lulu, because we realize that a lot of our subscribers are just here on YouTube as well, but we also have some content that we post on our Instagram page and for you to follow and to get some updates about this channel. So thank you for watching, and I hope, or we hope rather, you see, I'm still getting used to it. And we hope.
Leave it alone. You want to do this by yourself, Mr. Independent? Do it. Do it if it's short for you.
And we hope. And we hope that this blessed you and it touched you and it added value to your relationship. Once again, I'm Nino.
And I'm Lulu.
And this is Thriving at Love and Relationships.
Come.
Boom.